one of the lists that the travel, zoo, and Priceline are in the airline industry. We know that. But we also know that the stock market has its own way of volatility gimmicks and manipulations. And when they get extremely overbought, they take time. You let them float the top. You let them float these gaps, but they're going to start to sell, and they're always going to start just like this. Let me populate the chart. So the SMF MMTs do have what we call the weekly overbought list when they keep getting overbought a little bit more. And we talked about that they can go too extreme. Once they do get their earnings out of the way, CMG, a perfect example. Look at it right here, another beautiful short. Okay, here's Priceline as well. When you get to a level, MMT, of being extremely overbought, that means that the current overbought indexes, which they are going to get more overbought, and the thing about it is there's going to get to a point that the volatility gaps are not bull volatility gaps, but rather bull volatility traps. And I will go through a series of them, whether it was Sign Up, whether it was Travel Zoo, whether it was Soho, after its post earnings. Amazon's going to be up on board. VMware had posted great earnings, showing a $2 weakness off of the highs. They're going to get so overbought, and the more overbought that they get in the bull exuberant, the easier it is for you to make money on this right here. Just as slide that short right down here. That's the volatility with the sell right here. That was your big price action volume. Look at how many teenies that was in your brain. And the thing about it is, that's 35 cents. Well, that's a couple dollars right there. How do you find out? You go to your platform over here. You click on the bar. That was $2.36 breakout bar. Okay, then he comes back, he tests it, and he walks it up. Any moves up in here will fail, and at that time, you can use short 100 shares, take your $3 reversal and get out. The people that are using the put options can do that. The bigger SMF traders can be doing 1,000 shares, 500, add 500, do 1,000 round trip, short, long. That's what it's about. That's that Priceline overbought stock. The other thing that I will be happy to show the MMTs is that when CMG reported its earnings, we'd already known that CMG was a short on the price volatility, because that's what it was, and that's what the trade management was, and that is what the truth is. And the truth of the matter is understanding when something gets so top heavy, overbought, that the volatility gaps that used to be, you know, the volatility gap would be a bull gap against a bear short, naturally. But let me tell you something, MMTs, there gets to a point where those are sold short, just like we went through our training. Now, I'm going to ask an MMT right here if you understand. So who am I going to call on? I'll call on Sean, MMT Sean. Now, remember when it reported earnings and it was overbought, sir?
Yes.
Okay, so we know that's fair. But we said that any volatility that they have used against the bear for bull gaps, that bull gaps would be sold short immediately, and it would end up like this, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So that means that the weekly overbought stocks, that the upside is so limited, that is where that volatility is to be sold short in this current market environment that we're in. We're making another higher highs on the index, that S&P. Remember, the upper end has got to clear 1350, get up to that 1375 handle. But eventually, as the indexes keep getting more overbought, its selected names are going to be selling, which is going to limit any more overbought extreme levels is what we're looking at. How do we trade against the public, right, Sean?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Schubeck, we know that the extreme overbought CMGs, Netflix is on the list now as well. So any price volatility gap on Netflix is going to be sold what? Which way?
Straight downtown.
Straight downtown, just like this right here. So the overbought stocks, when they reach this level, in the SMF market maker risk management volatility trades, depending on the price action beta of the name, in specifically the name, is that it's not the bull buy gap, but rather the sell short bull gap now. Because we've reached that first plateau in that price action, there's going to be the correction made in the pullback intraday, longer in depth with bigger SMF, MMT profits.